What's up, everybody? This is Hainsey's Cave Talk. I'm your host, Chris Haynes, a.k.a. Hainsey. And today, I'm bringing back the co-host, Jason Mabella, and we're just going to be winging this stuff today. There's not a lot going on. I mean, we have some stuff to talk about, but mostly just going to be you and I just goofing off.
That's
you know?
it.
And sometimes we have the most fun when we do that, right?
Just let it wing. And listen, this is probably the best of times because think about it. When football starts, we're going to be all serious, talking about our bets and losing money, winning money, talking about all these games. Like right now, we can talk about whatever.
What I hear about from people that have listened to the show is they would rather hear us joke around like this than do the sports talk anyways. But so we're still going to be, sports is our wheelhouse, so we're still going to talk about it. But our personalities, it is what it is, man. We're always going to goof off.
So what you're saying is like our audience is pretty much, they like sports, but they're pretty much degenerate jack-offs, want to laugh, gamble, and they want to do both.
Basically, they feel better about themselves every week when they tune in and they see two idiots trying to put together a podcast.
I agree. Honestly, I see people all the time at the gym and stuff like that. They tell me about, oh my God, I'm this and this and that. It's miserable and this and that. I go, give me 5 minutes of your time. I'll cheer you up. And trust me, when they walk away, oh my God, they're maxing weights out. They're happy. They're like, they can't wait to go home and see their loved ones.
They look at you like,
I thought I was a loser. How about that?
I can't wait to tell my wife about Jason. So, buddy, it's been a week. Anything happened in particular in the world of Jason Mabella? My life has been super simple, man. The stepson's in baseball, so we're all over that, man. Daughter's graduating from Creek next Tuesday.
Yeah, I've got some graduation parties coming up. I know.
Yeah,
what are you going to do about your show on Friday when you got the grad party?
Well, what we'll end up doing is maybe we'll do live
at the grad party.
At the graduation party.
At the grad party.
Yeah. Either we'll do it Thursday or Saturday. Okay. I don't think I can pull off live. I don't think I can keep your attention at the camera talking. You'd be like, hey. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you that. All right. Memorial Day weekend. Starting it off like not the Memorial Day that we're used to, man, in Ohio. 50 degrees, rain, just nasty. Nothing going on. Nobody's having no cookouts that I know of. And it's just like, man, it's supposed to be the kickoff to summer. And it's just like, bleh,
well, I tell you what. Before I forget this, I was supposed to work at Amazon today, but my buddy that I tossed. Remember, you gave me like 10 buddies, and I had to toss somebody.
He wasn't on the guy's person you went to the funeral home was.
No.
Okay,
He wasn't. Would you let me talk?
It is my show. I guess I'll let you take your turn.
Let me talk. Well, let me tell you something. I might have to change something from last week. I'm sorry. I might have to change something.
Well, you're not allowed.
Well,
because here's what he's going to do. He's going to throw me out.
I'm going to throw him out. No, you're still in. You're safe.
Oh, well then hell, throw somebody else out.
Unless someone else comes knocking at the door. Well, this is what happened to me today. I was supposed to go to Amazon, work for a few hours, and my buddy really needed me to work lunch at the pizza shop.
Okay.
I said, I'll go half a day at Amazon. And I'll come, because at first I said no. He goes, what do you mean no? I go, well, because I make more money at Amazon.
Yeah.
He goes, and he gives me that little sad face, but you need to help out the little people. Pizza don't need you.
Yeah.
And I tell you, when I said, okay, I will be at your pizza shop at 11 o'clock. I'll work at Amazon. He said, thank you, Jason. I appreciate it. Well, anyways, he texted me a little bit later. He goes, can you work Saturday? Tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Sure, I'll work Saturday. Well, then I'm thinking, well, if I'm going to work Saturday, I'm going to work Friday lunch. Well, I'm not going in to see Amazon at all. So if your packages are late, it's because I wasn't there. So I didn't show up at all today. So we were working today at lunch, and I told him about your 10
keep five,
cut five friends, and I explained it to him. And I told him I tossed him. He goes, you tossed me?
Oh, it was her. Why'd you tell him? Well, he would have never knew. He's not a viewer of the show.
I know.
But hey, go ahead. I'll let you finish.
And I felt bad. I go, well, listen. I kept Chuck bored over you, and because me and Chuck were really close. He's a lot of fun.
Let me ask you this: if Mark would have got kept, would he have texted you a thank you for keeping you? Because I know Chuck Board he was so appreciative. Didn't he reach out?
Yes, he did. He
Right.
reached out and he said, "I appreciate you, me making a top 5." And I told my buddy Mark that. He goes, "But Jace," he goes, "I've known you for 25 years. How long you known Chuck?" I go, "I don't know, 15."
It's not about the
whatever.
length.
And I go, "We were really tight at Walmart." He goes, "You guys tight now?" I go, "Well, I used to get invited to pool parties, but not no more." He goes, "When you're here with me, making pizza, making everybody happy, you're family." God, man. We're Italian, Manila, Babala, Manila,
you say,
Babala. I mean,
you're a shitty friend?
And he made me feel bad, and he's right. I'm like, Chuck, I'm going to Angry Bird you. I'm bringing in Manila, and I'm tossing Chuck Board out. Manila, you're back in with me.
So, thing is, he had a little bit of whining because he didn't get, right?
Yeah.
He didn't watch the show.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. If you don't tune into this episode, I will, next week, retoss my toss, bring him back,
So
throw him.
Chuck, I will answer for you. You don't want to be back in his friends list if he's going to throw you out like that. You know, before I go any further, I would love if you guys would subscribe to this channel, hit that bell, hit that follow, like this post, share it. We just really do appreciate all the support. But before we go any further, let's just give our condolences to the Constantine family.
Yeah, a good friend of ours, Joe Constantine, we worked with for years, golfed with us, and just a great, well, he's a good guy. Anyway.
I was like, great. I know he's going
I had
time.
to bring him back a little bit. He's not that great, but he's a good guy, good friend.
Like, sorry
But
about your
our
loss,
condolences
but you're
for your-
really,
for your
yes,
dad and
absolutely,
everything,
absolutely.
seriously.
So let's do a shoot. Let's do a little
shot
for him. Yeah.
Anthony Constantine.
Yep. R.I.P.
You got it.
All right. So, with Memorial Day, that was a little hard down the pipe. With Memorial Day, usually, like, we are excited about going to cookouts.
Yeah.
I mean,
Swimming pools and
yeah,
stuff.
right.
Swimming, yeah.
It's just not that way. But my Keep 5, Cut 5 this week is going to be inspired by Memorial Day. Cookout foods.
Damn, that's pretty good.
So my Keep 5, Cut 5 for you, Jace, this week is cookout foods.
You know what's funny? When I was home, right before I came here, I go, Carrie, I don't have a Cut 5, Keep 5.
Well, you don't have to have one. You're the co-host. But I'm glad that I'm glad you add material.
Well, I do. You have no. I work harder here than I do for Bezo and Amazon.
I appreciate that, buddy.
really
but
do.
I love you more than
and I work for free here, besides the shots, and I bought that bottle. But anyway,
No, you didn't.
yes, I did. Anyway, mine's about food too.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
All right.
it is.
Well,
Okay.
I would say great minds think alike, but here's the thing, man. You better never be in some kind of conversation where you're like, you know what? I should keep him. I'm going to toss Angry Bird Hainsey. Yeah.
You're still safe.
All right, buddy.
Still
So, my Keep 5, Cut 5 cookout foods. Let's start off. You ready?
Go ahead, brother.
All right. Let's make it easy. We're going to start off with hamburgers.
Yeah, we got to keep.
All right, we got to keep the hamburger.
Yeah, we got to
All right, let me see. All right, so now we'll go to watermelon. What do you feel about watermelon?
Toss it.
Oh, man.
I like it, but I don't want it to cook out. I'm
Okay.
drinking. I don't want, unless you got vodka in it. No,
All right, how about
Now wait a minute. Is there a bottle of vodka stuck in that watermelon?
No, we got kids, man.
Well, they don't have watermelon. You get a separate watermelon. You can buy two.
You can make. I mean, all right. Hypothetically speaking, is it going to change your answer if there's vodka in it?
For sure.
All right, there's no vodka in it.
Okay, toss it.
All right, how about deviled eggs? How do you feel about deviled eggs?
Toss.
Man.
I don't like deviled eggs.
You don't
I got
know?
the devil in my heart.
There's never been ever a truer statement. How about pasta salad?
Toss. Can't stand it.
What the
I
hell?
I want a burger and a rum and coke.
All right, how about the good old-fashioned hot dog?
Keep.
You kept a hot dog?
Yeah, I'm a meat eater.
All right, so we're going to go with cheddar brats, jalapeno brats, any kind of brat.
And toss.
No? All right, well.
Toss.
All right, well, you
Well,
can.
I'm just thinking about your 4th of July picnic and your mom cooking as you're playing
My-
corn. You're
my
playing
wife- my
cornhole
wife
and your
cooks
seven,
too.
and your 7-year-old mom
My
cooking.
wife cooks too.
Yeah,
Anyways,
well,
that's what she
yeah,
loves to do.
Okay, that's great.
That's what she loves
Good
to do.
for her. Sweating, dying over here, sweating, cooking burgers. for
How
us.
much
Yeah.
do you cook
Huh?
at the cookout? What do you cook?
I bring corn cake.
You do bring corn
Yes,
cake.
I do.
Yeah.
And guess who cooked it? Me.
How hard is that? A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
My wrist hurts from stirring all the ingredients.
You have to really for hours.
Yeah, and
huh?
then you gotta dump the bowl, spatula it in a glass dish, open up the oven dough, put that in there,
Oh
cook
my
it.
gosh.
Then, but the hardest part is knowing when it's done, because usually I'm drunk before.
Yeah,
it's
and you
done,
fall asleep.
And I fall asleep, and I wake up. Well, it ain't corn cake
Well,
no more.
that's times you have to make an extra corn cake just in case. All right, so we're moving on. Let's go with a barbecued chicken. Oh my Lord! This would be your last one.
Toss it. I'm going with burgers and dogs.
Man, that's a golden one for me, man. All right, so the last three you have to keep:
Oh shit.
corn on the cob.
Keep frog legs.
Frog legs are good. No. How about baked beans
Well, yeah, I would keep. Yeah, that's fine.
and potato salad?
Where's my corn cake?
It didn't make my.
Why
keep
did it
up.
make the cut? Everybody wants you to bring it every year. Why would it? It shouldn't be over
Because it's one of those things. Yes, it's good, but I think it's more like what can't Jason mess up?
It's Cinco de Mayo is what you're saying.
What
corn
can't
cake.
Jason mess up?
Okay. Well, I'm good with what I kept. The only thing I might have changed was maybe the chicken.
The chicken. Okay, so mine would have been. I would have did deviled eggs for sure, pasta salad, watermelon, hamburger, and probably barbecue chicken. That would have been my 5. So, anything you want to get in particular? We have sports
how about my
involved.
top 5?
What? Keep 5, cut 5?
Yeah.
All right. I was
This
like, we
is
have a
good.
top 5.
I
coming up,
flung
too.
this in like 6 minutes. If you're on death row, before execution,
Okay.
all right, you
So this is going to be like final meals,
your
right?
final meals. Yep. And you gotta, they're gonna ask you, they're gonna give you a menu, and you gotta pick what you want. You got 5 things you can eat.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. We're gonna say pizza.
Keep.
Give me your pen. Give me the pen. I want to make sure I do this right because he cheats a lot on this shit. So you're gonna keep pizza. I got my hand over my cheat.
All right. So before we go any further,
Go ahead.
when I do keep 5, cut 5, I have 10. When you do keep 5, cut 5, you have 13.
I got
14.
12. I do have 12. Carrie goes,
You're
two.
such an idiot.
My girl goes, you got 2 over. I said, well, we might need some.
So can it be keep 6, cut 6 then?
Well, it does. I might skip a couple. You never know. So you're keeping pizza. All right. How about wings?
Yeah, I'm keeping
God
wings.
damn.
I don't know what I'm going to cut here, buddy.
Yeah, I know because it's actually all delicious thing. I'm actually making this easy for him. So you're keeping.
And I'm used to shitty food because
Yeah.
I'm in prison. So
I know. How about cock?
I'm
just
like
saying.
chicken,
No.
like a rooster.
Tube steak cock. Because if you're in prison for 50 years, you're probably used to it and you might like it.
Yeah, but I've had it so much throughout the years
Oh, so you're
that it's
tired
just like
of it.
yeah, and it just wouldn't be one of my last meals. Now, if you said wings and cock for dessert, maybe, but not just cock as a
Okay,
main
so
course.
you say no cock.
No,
Even
no
though you've
cock.
been getting it for 15 years because you've been you're
Yeah, but
you
a
got
lot
your
of
life
times
in
I
prison.
don't want it, but I'm not a.
But sometimes
I'm not a fighter. I'm a
But
lover.
sometimes they force it on you.
Yeah. So I'm cutting it.
You're going to cut it.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut it.
Now, what if they go to pull the electric chair and the electricity goes out and you got to go back in prison for 10 years and you're not going to have any cock?
Not by choice.
Oh, we're cutting cock.
In a shocking turn of events,
Okay.
we're cutting cock.
How about cheesecake?
I love me a cheesecake. I really do, and it don't matter like the toppings. It doesn't matter. I love it all. But as my last meal, get rid of it.
Oh, you
man.
get rid of cheesecake after. I mean, think about it. You had pizza. You had like bad breath wings. A cheesecake would be so refreshing.
Yeah, but I can't have wings and cheesecake.
Yes.
I gotta have cheesecake. That's my
All
meal.
right. How about filet mignon, the French steak.
Filet mignon.
Or steak in general. We'll do steak.
Okay. All the fixins with sauteed mushrooms,
Gordon
caramelized
Ramsay's
onions.
cooking it himself.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
Gordon
keeping
Ram-
it.
Yeah,
And I'm
you're
not, full disclosure, I'm not a huge steak guy.
But if Gordon Ramsay cooks it.
Yeah, and I like steak, so I mean,
it's funny, bringing up Gordon Ramsay. I was working at Bruno's one time, and someone called up and I go, Bruno's, what would you like? They go, who's cooking? I almost said Gordon fucking Ramsay. I mean, who cares who's cooking? It doesn't take a genius to cook
I know
pizza.
a few people that have said at Bruno's it's different. The people that work there are different, and your name was always brought up. If Jason's working, it's good. It's not bad.
It's not bad. But
He's-
I almost said
It
Gordon.
might be a little late because he's going to shut up while he's doing it. But
I almost said Gordon fucking Ramsay, motherfucker.
you should have. That would have been a good story.
I'm gonna save it for
or
the-
you could have lied and said, I said Gordon. That would have made for a good, but no. You missed the
And after
opportunity.
you order your tray of pizza, you'll get some creme brulee.
Creme brulee? What is that?
Oh, God. I hate talking to young
What
dumb
is
people.
creme brulee?
Well, they get this, whatever. They put a blowtorch. And
they get whatever. What? Okay.
It's
That
like
helps.
It's like a cheese. Actually, I don't know. I got it at a restaurant. It was
No, he don't even know.
It's like a custard. It's a custard. And what they do, they get a little miniature blowtorch.
Okay.
And they...
And you eat it right as soon as
No. They crust it up. They make it crispy. Then they give it to you. They warm up that custard. Then you eat it out at the bowl. And it's not that good at Red Cheesecake. But I'm just saying, it's a fancy dancy Gordon Ramsay. Oh, fancy dancy Gordon Ramsay dessert.
No.
It rhymes a little bit. Man, I'm on a roll.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, so we're keeping that. Let's see. How about crab legs?
Man, do I want to work for my last meal? I love me some crab legs. Seafood in general. All right, I already kept 3.
Yeah, you kept pizza, wings, and filet mignon.
Okay, let me, I'm going to keep crab legs. I don't know what you have because, cock was
Well,
on there.
actually,
I don't,
everything's good. I actually made this.
everything's good. You asked me if I wanted cock for my last meal.
How about pussy?
For my last meal?
Your wife's.
Oh. Well, I'm damned if I do or damned. I'm keeping that bitch. I didn't know that was going to be on the menu.
That's on the menu.
I wonder if that is on the menu.
Well, yes, it's on the menu. You're away for 15, 20 years.
I bet
now,
you.
Now, listen. Now, here's the thing. You've been in prison for 50 years. She's 78. You really want for your last lick?
I didn't think that would be like possible. Like, hey.
Oh no, everything's possible now in America. Everything is possible. So for your last little lickety splickety.
Yep, I'm gonna say Shasta, grab your cane, your fanciest pair of stockings, and limber up, baby. You're my last meal.
You're the last one, and freshen up and say shave.
So that's my 5.
You
so
got 5.
all right. So
Okay.
now the last 2 I have to cut.
Well, you cut out lobster.
No, you didn't give me lobster.
Well, because you're done. You
Okay.
got it.
Damn, lobster.
You wanted that 78-year-old.
So I should have cut crab legs for lobster. I
So
should
it was lobster, Chinese food, Mexican food, pasta, and PB&J, peanut butter and jelly.
I love them all, man.
I know,
I love
seriously,
them all.
honestly,
Yeah,
I
there's
know.
no.
So
I'm
if
a
we really
foodie.
get down to it, he'd have thrown his wife out. It's 78.
That's 78.
Not 28.
Yeah, it's 78. I might have wanted that lobster. Or that peanut butter and jelly.
That sounds good too, yeah, on fresh bread.
All right, so sports.
Okay, sports.
All right, talk a little NBA playoffs.
And I got a little trivia for you in sports.
Okay. Did you watch any of the Knicks Pacers?
Wow. If you didn't watch it, you had to see the replay.
Unbelievable. Okay, so this is what we make. This is what you wait for in the NBA playoffs, man. I had the Knicks. I was all about it. But watching that game transpire, I was excited just watching them collapse. Because that's one of those games you're going to talk about in 10 years. You remember that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but think about this. I don't know if you remember this. Remember when the Knicks collapsed against the Pacers with Reggie Miller?
Yeah, Reggie.
They were down like 9 with 10 seconds.
Yeah,
and
steal,
they hit a three,
three.
steal three.
Man.
And it's like...
And he did it too.
Yeah,
Reggie did it too.
Exactly. And I think that's why he did it.
Yeah.
But nothing listen, I'm kind of rooting for the Knicks.
I have the Knicks tonight.
But
I look for him to pound
the
them.
thing that killed... I love when they show Spike Lee
Oh, me too.
crying like a bitch.
Just screaming at the ref.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Okay, so 14-point lead was what? I don't know.
I tell you what,
3 minutes ago.
I'm going to give you a little tidbit here. They were up 14 or 15 with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left.
Yep.
They
9
said-
with 50 seconds left. Yep.
This is what they said. This is not. I'm a dumb co-host, but I do a little research.
No, you're not a dumb co-host. You're a very, very, very dumb co-host. But sometimes you're like Rain Man and something comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, 2 plus 2 is 4.
Bam!
Bam!
All right.
So, anyways, a team that's been down 14 points with 2 minutes and some seconds left, they were 970-0 until that night. I'm seriously, this is the truth. Look it up. 970-0. Never lost until that night when the Knicks blew that game.
And it was like, and everything that could go wrong for the Knicks went wrong.
Everything.
Missed open threes, missed communications on defense, missed free throws. Then, I mean, the luckiest game-tying shot.
Halliburton's shot was ridiculous.
And then, here's the thing about it. So he flies up, right? Comes flying back.
Stops and comes back.
Comes flying back.
It's like he was running monsters for basketball. Whoop, whoop,
Yeah.
whoop, whoop,
Yeah, he was running.
I know most people don't know what monsters are, but...
Suicides.
Okay, we'll
Suicide.
call them that.
They call it, all right. But he flew up to like almost the free throw line and sprinted back to the 3-point line, shot it with confidence like it was a game winner. His foot was on the line, hits back iron like I've never seen before.
Yeah. It went. I mean, it left my TV screen. I mean, I have a 13-inch black and white TV. It left my screen. That's hard to do. 13 inches,
Oh,
and it
was like that.
came back. Yeah, it came back down and went in. I was like, what?
And then he goes, like he just buried something.
Like he buried like he swished it from 100
so
feet.
that was my comedy but it was a once-in-a-lifetime shot. Did the Knicks deserve to lose? Absolutely. So the NBA gods or basketball gods made that bucket go in. And then in overtime, they just couldn't get it rolling. And what a game, though. 138, 135 in overtime. It was a thriller. And I hope the rest of the series, I know the Thunder, Timberwolves 2-0 in that series. It looks like the Thunder really got their number, but this next Pacers series might be a 7-game series, and that's
I
awesome.
truly believe OKC's the most talented team right there. I mean, by far. I really think if they don't screw up, they're going to win the championship.
So last night, after watching the night before, watching the collapse, and then the Thunder just coming out and completely rolling Minnesota in the first game, I said, I'm going to bet Minnesota tonight plus 7.5, and I'm going to take Anthony Edwards to score 30 points because I feel like if he's this guy, he's going to come out, he's going to respond. He did. He had 32 points. But the team around him just isn't. Yeah. They are so good, the Thunder, man.
They are. They're talented, top to bottom. I mean, they're very good. They are. Defensively,
they're good. Bench, and then they have the MVP of the league, and Shane Gilgeous-Alexander. Man, he had 38.
Exactly.
And I could see a 5-game series somewhere in Minnesota winning a game, but I think Oklahoma City got all balls rolling and they're going to be in the finals, man.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I really feel like I would have loved to see the Thunder and the Celtics.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, here's the thing. Like, you think that the league wants to see Minnesota and Indiana in the finals?
They don't want to see Indiana. No way.
No, they don't want to see Minnesota.
Right.
They want to see OKC in New York. I mean, that would make I still say OKC, Oklahoma City's a better team.
Yeah.
But market-wise, you have to have the Knicks in there. They
have to.
If
because
Indiana gets in there.
Because there's just the small market is in the West already,
Yeah.
Here's the thing. After the Celtics got eliminated, I said, I wonder who everybody wants to win the finals. So I asked around a lot of Celtics fans. They're hating on the Knicks. And I'm like, that everybody wants to see the West win, whatever. But I was like, man, I really like the Knicks players. And I still do. I root for them all. But I cannot stand what's been going on with these Knicks fans, man. After Game 7, I think, or Game 6, whenever they, I think it was Game 7 when they eliminated the Celtics, there was a Pacers fan just walking down the street. And they're trying to throw garbage at him. They run him back. And then there was a Spurs fan earlier in the season that said something about, they were talking, just bantering back and forth. He said, our dynasty and the Spurs is better than anything the Knicks has ever done, which is true. And he got his ass whooped. And it's just like, man, the Knicks fans, and that's everywhere. There are bad fans everywhere, but they're giving a lot of people sour taste, man.
Oh, I truly agree with you. And speaking about fans, I'm going to give you I did a little research. Now, on a serious note, if you're a fan of teams, you like that, don't you?
100% of that isn't correct.
Well, it might not be, but you're probably
so
right.
I have to, just off the top of my head,
because we're talking about
it's been
fans,
a long day.
Go ahead.
I'm not the sharpest right now. A little tired.
Okay. So that's your story?
Yeah, I'm a little tired.
Okay, so what's that mean?
I mean, I'm not fresh on Hit Me With Trivia.
No, this ain't trivia.
Oh, I thought it was trivia.
No, the trivia is next.
Okay, I thought it was sports
Now, I'm
trivia.
going to ask you something. This is a fan base. If you were fans of teams, who do you feel is the most cursed fans? And I'm going to give you some teams, and you decide who you think has the worst luck, the worst, just like, man, we suck.
Right.
Okay, so the first one is, now I didn't notice, I did research.
Okay.
The Toronto Maple Leafs.
Okay.
They have not won a Stanley Cup since 1967. That's when I was born.
Yeah.
That's 58 years.
Yeah.
58 years.
And every year they seem to choke in the playoffs.
Yeah, they choke. They choke. Yep. Okay. Well, we got to go this way. The Pirate fans. I mean, think about it. In 2015, they had that one-game playoff. They had to go against, I don't know if you remember this.
Cueto.
Who?
Johnny Cueto.
No, shush up. No, they didn't. See,
Mason Bumgarner?
Thank you. There you go.
All right.
They had to face fucking Bumgarner.
Yeah.
I mean, one-game playoff.
Yeah.
They had 98 wins. They were like second in the league with wins. So if it was any other year, they make the playoffs and they go to a 5-game, 6-game, whatever series. But they had to go against Madison Bumgarner, who was unbelievable.
They went against Jake Arrieta too, man. And
so that Pirate
they're
fans,
cursed. 1979.
It's unbelievable. So anyways,
that was our last.
Now how about this? Buffalo Bills.
Okay, absolutely.
They're a great team. They're great every year. But 4 straight Super Bowl losses. 4.
Yep. And then right now they could say they're the best team in the league, but they cannot get past the Chiefs.
Yeah, man. And I'm just gonna say one word with this: Browns. Okay, next one.
Oh, the Browns.
Yeah,
you don't have to.
So here's another one people might not know about: the Sacramento Kings.
Okay.
Their last championship was in 1951. And they were called the Rochester Royals.
Wow. And I'll tell you something about the Sacramento Kings. That team in like 05, 04 was completely loaded.
Yeah.
With Stojakovic, Bibby, Chris Webber. They were so good. Doug Christie, Vlade Divac.
Yeah.
They were loaded to win the championship. They went up against Kobe Bryant and Shaq.
Shaq, I know.
They wouldn't beat anybody else.
I mean, if you were a fan of these teams, I'd say Browns are number 1, I guess.
Obviously, but the Pirates are right there, though. We can't do anything right.
But I mean, Buffalo, you can cling on to something because they are good every year. But could you imagine going to the Super Bowl 4 years in a row and losing?
Yeah.
God,
I just could not get it done.
They had a great team at 4 years.
They have Hall of Famers everywhere.
As for the Maple Leafs, I have no idea because I don't know.
But that's impressive, right?
I mean, not to win since 1967.
Yeah.
And Sacramento, like he said, he knows more than I do. But, I mean, to be a fan of these teams, it's got to be tough. So, anyways, it was just a conversation. But I got one more little I got a trivia for you, though.
Okay.
10 NBA teams that never won a championship. Name 5.
I got to name 5.
Yep. Man. There's 10 of them. Name 4.
Orlando Magic.
Okay, that's 1.
Man, now you got me thinking. Okay. Charlotte Hornets.
Okay.
All right, so let's see here.
Man, you ran off them Sacramento players from 20 years ago.
Utah Jazz.
No,
Utah Jazz.
that's a loser.
Utah Jazz won.
They actually won.
Okay,
I don't know when, but they have won.
Okay, I'm trying here, buddy. Minnesota.
You got it.
Okay,
Timberwolves.
all right.
There's 3.
So I gotta get 2 more, right?
Yep.
And I'm not a huge NBA guy, but I'm trying to think.
I thought you were. Okay.
I'm trying to think.
I mean, the way you named them Sacramento players, I don't think anybody could have done that.
That was one of my favorite teams. Pedro
Doug Christie.
Yeah.
I think he was a politician.
Yeah.
Henry Bibby and this and that. I'm like, God damn, this motherfucker
Oh,
knows
shit. Washington Wizards, did they ever win one?
Yes, they won one.
Okay. How about...
So you got Orlando,
Yep.
you got Charlotte, and
Yep.
you got the Timberwolves.
Yep. Okay, so let's see here. Shit. I do not know, Jason. You're catching me right now. I'm trying to think of teams. I would have picked the Kings, but you said they won. The Clippers never win?
That's another one.
All right.
That's number
So
4.
I need one more, right?
One more.
Come on, Hainsey. You can do this. All right. Let's see here. Detroit is one.
When you win a championship, what do you cut down?
Cleveland's one. Oh, the Brooklyn Nets. Well, thank you, brother. Thank you for the assist.
Actually, listen to this. 10 NBA teams with no championship finals. Actually, to win, not get there.
Okay.
It was the Nets, the Hornets, the Pacers.
The Pacers are number 1. You're right.
Clippers, Memphis. Well, Memphis I could see because they're new.
Charlotte, too.
Charlotte.
Yeah.
I mean, Memphis.
The Pelicans.
There
Man,
you go.
I
New
should have
Orleans.
hit
Yeah,
that
that's what they were all the new teams. You had
Yeah.
the expansion team. And Orlando, yeah.
Okay, all right.
But it's
nice.
amazing how Indiana's, they've been there numerous times, but just never won a championship because
Right.
they had to face the Bulls.
And then it's crazy that the Pacers, as loaded as they were, never making it with that team. You know?
I agree, man. Reggie Miller back in the day and all. I mean, they had some really. Larry Bird was the coach, man. They were good. They just couldn't get over the hump. They couldn't get past Jordan. They really couldn't.
Right.
Then I forget who else was. Oh, they were in a championship one time, but they were going against the Lakers.
Yeah.
Kobe.
Right. Yep.
Kobe Bryant.
Yep. And what are you gonna do?
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
So we brought up the Pirates real quick with your little embarrassing who's more pathetic list, right? So the Pirates right now sitting at 17-34.
Right in front of Colorado.
I mean, they got Colorado beat by some games.
I mean, Colorado got the worst record
ever.
And the Pirates are right there with them. And the thing is, I mean, the Pirates went on a little 2-game win streak, then they finally got beat.
Yep. They actually scored more than 4 runs.
Yeah, they scored 5 runs and they got beat. Yeah, there you go. Is that ironic?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were going to break the all-time record.
Yeah.
They scored 5 runs, but they
lost.
I
Yeah.
know.
All right.
I don't know what they're going to do.
So look at this. Their top 4 pitchers ERA-wise, right? This and other ball clubs would be enough to get in the division race, right?
Yeah, I agree.
So we'll start with the highest ERA and Keller. Keller has 3.88. That's the highest. Then you go to Bailey Falter, 3.50. Andrew Haney, 2.91, and Paul Skeens, 2.44. So you got 4 guys with ERAs under 4, and you are one of the second worst baseball team.
It's amazing. I mean, I don't know what I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, Skeens, he's a professional. He seems like a great guy. I mean, after 2 years, 3 years, I mean, do you request a trade? I mean, to me, the Pirates, in year 4, if Skeens is still there, you definitely trade him. So you get something back for. You got to get a trade for him. You got to get a couple.
I
of
would
picks.
listen now, man. I would.
But now,
I've seen some of these mock trades.
I wouldn't do it now. Though. I don't know if I'd do it now.
I know I would listen, but because I've seen these mock trades with like the Red Sox, they have some of the best prospects, the batting prospects, and they can unload like 3 or 4 of them to get Skeens. That's the type of haul he would get. I seen what Washington did with Juan Soto, and they've hit on those. Not saying the Pirates would, and not saying I want to trade Paul Skeens, but there is going to be a time where you're going to have to make this call because in his head right now, he's trying to change the culture. Yeah. He wants to be the reason, but he can't affect what the owner's going to pay out, man. He can't control that.
Yeah, honestly, I don't see anything changing until they get a new owner. And I mean, you have to trade Skeens, but you have to get like a pretty good pitcher. And
you need to get generally. It's got to be the biggest.
And you better get a good batter because other than that, you're not getting.
No, I think it's got to be one of the biggest deals of all time when you go to trade him because he's a once in a lifer, man. You can see it in him. Last game he lost 1-0.
Yeah.
Complete game.
Yeah. And if you keep him for 5 years, God damn it, give him a couple hitters.
Yes.
I'm not saying a Juan Soto type hitter because it's going to cost you too much money.
Get a hitter need that, man.
Yeah, get a hitter for $100 million, $150 million that has 28 home runs, solid, bats about 270. I mean, that's all you need. Just someone to knock in.
They already got a manager that wants to play small ball, and that's fine. That's what you need to do in this, in the way you're going to be lined up financially. But like you said, just get them a little bit of pieces.
Yeah.
The starting pitching staff is unreal because the number one pitching prospect, Bubba Chandler, he'll be coming up soon, and I don't want him to. I'd rather him just stay down. I feel like he's going to be wasted. But you're going to have a legit starting pitching staff that can go win playoff games. Give him a little bit of help.
So how about this? You got Garrett Jones, right? He's out for the year.
Jared Jones.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
So anyways, you got him. He's probably out for the year.
He is. He might be out for next year.
Well, because there might be a lockout.
Yeah. Well, and he might be out for next year.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
They're talking about a lockout next year.
I don't think that could happen in this day and age, man. There's too much money involved.
I'm just telling you what I've been hearing about salary cap.
Is that what they're saying on the fan?
Yeah, exactly. Because they're going to vote on like a salary cap. The players don't want it. They don't want a salary cap.
Right.
No, they want their money. But they were just talking about you might never see Jones and Skeens ever pitch together again.
That's unreal to even think about.
Seriously,
honestly,
think about that.
Honestly, I think Bubba Chandler, when he comes up, you're not gonna forget about Jared Jones, but you're gonna remember him when they start saying he's coming back because he will slip in your back of your mind because Bubba Chandler's the real deal, and they're gonna have a 1-2 punch.
This Bubba Chandler, I don't know, is he in a farm league or?
Yeah, he's in AAA. Okay. He is the number one pitching prospect in all baseball.
Oh, is he?
He's coming up.
Yeah. Now, where'd he come from? You have any idea?
No, I don't know. Yeah.
So the Pirates are keeping him down.
I see his rookie card, but I cannot. No, he's moving up. It's almost like the Paul Skeens of when he came up at the end of May. He's coming soon. So that's all we're going to talk really about the Pirates. Let's talk briefly about the Preakness Stakes last weekend, man. I'm not a huge horse racing fan, but we talk about it because I love the big races. But that was like cinema at its finest.
It was. I tell you, when I was sitting at home, I really, like I said, I used to pay attention to all three of those big races. But when they went down to 8 horses, 9 horses, I just lost interest in it because they used to have 14 horses in the Preakness, 10 in the Belmont. So then they start sitting horses out.
And then they sit the Derby winner, man.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
come on.
I'm totally against that. But anyway, I was just home. I was bored. Preakness was getting ready to start, so I put a little bet in.
We both did. Yep.
Yeah. And I'm watching this race, and that journalism, and the jockey too. I mean, I would have bet my $100 that he would never win that race.
So paint the picture.
I mean, they're coming around. Like, he's like 6th or 7th the whole race. I mean, honestly.
He wasn't stuck. He was in the inside, but he wasn't like trapped.
No, he wasn't trapped. Well, they're coming around. He's still 6 or 7, 6 or 7. So they come around the last furlough, I think it's called. I don't know, around last bend.
That sounds great.
Yeah, I know. So he's like, he's pushed against the rail. He gets off the rail. So then he gets in between these 2 horses. Now, he almost looked like the Incredible Hulk. Smash! And just pushed him like he just, honestly, like getting a rebound. He pushed them 2 horses out of the way and went up. That was a wonderful,
I mean, he had this much space.
Crazy move.
The guy, it looked like he was going to get sucked in. The horse on the left of him was dying. It was falling out. But at the same time, they were neck and neck. So he's trying to winnow through a window.
Well, this other horse is 5 furlongs ahead. 5.
I mean, he's not even in our camera.
Yeah.
He's so far ahead.
Yeah.
So he bumps. All the horses start like scrambling. I could not believe that nobody went down.
Yeah.
And he gets a break. And when he gets a break, this motherfucker, like a lightning bolt up his ass.
Honest God, I'm telling you, like furlongs, I think each furlong is a horse length.
He was 5 horse lengths, I think.
Yeah, and I tell you what, he come from a bat out of hell, and he nosed out that I forget the horse that came in second.
I can't remember. Yeah,
but my God, what a
I can't
race!
remember the horse.
It was a great.
It was a long
great
shot
race.
too.
It was. Yeah, I know. As soon as journalism came in, all the tickets went down to.
Yeah, it was a 9, I think, because I had 127.
Yeah, it was a 9.
Yeah, I had 127, 126.
Yeah, because the 9 was a long shot, but as soon as journalism won, it didn't pay anything. I think the trifecta paid $73.
Yeah,
I mean,
like for what that horse had to go through to win that race, wasn't worth the money. But like unreal finish, and I figured I felt like that was enough buzz for us to bring it up.
Yeah, it was. Honestly, a great race. I mean, by the jockey and the horse.
Okay, so there's 2 things briefly I want to talk about. One of them is the WNBA. So a lot of this shit's been going on. I really don't want to get into it too much, but it's enough worth talking about. Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, the biggest names in the WNBA, and Caitlin Clark has propelled this league to where people that don't even care about basketball are watching it because she's a special talent. But the stuff that's going on with ESPN, they're making it a race thing, and it's really bringing us like a sick pit in my stomach because that's not what it's about, man. Angel Reese, in my mind, is trying to pick at this girl because she's not the level of her. And when it comes to competition, and I see some little just digs and just like whenever she fouled her, they gave her a flagrant foul. Angel Reese jumped up like she was going to kill her. Like Caitlin Clark walked away, and she was going to punch her in the face. And
it almost, honestly, I hate to say it almost seems like WWE. Like, just to get... I feel
like she's trying... Angel Reese is trying to be...
phony a little bit in my eyes.
But Caitlin Clark's not building into it. It's one-sided.
I know.
But the thing that sucks the most is one of the guys that I loved as a player, Ryan Clark, he comes out and he takes a dig at RG3 because RG3 is just painting this picture of how bad Angel Reese is. And instead of Ryan Clark, like, taking disagreeing with his opinion, he takes shots at him, personally, and saying that he doesn't understand what a black woman's going through because he's married to 2 white women. And that's just, it's just one of these things that I want to talk about. It makes me sick to my stomach that in this day and age we're still having race issues, and I hate it because you and I are the least racial people, and it just makes me sick that on a main platform, this is what we're talking about, and taken away from the game. And the WNBA is getting ratings. I don't want it to get ratings because of race.
Because of that, exactly right. Because they're just 2 great athletes, and let them play, let them have fun, and be competitive. My God, leave racism out of it. Because to me,
let them have a healthy rivalry. That's fine. Let them hate each other. Don't make it because one's white and one's black, man.
Because in this day and age, to me, there should be less racism than ever. Ever. Because all the minorities are together and not like mixed races. I mean, how is there? I don't know.
The generations in the past, okay, they had a smidge of excuse because that's how they were brought up. But that slowly got away, man. We all love each other, man. It's sad that it's still being brought up.
When I was growing up, my grandfather.
I never thought on this show we'd talk about race. I didn't think so, but I mean.
But it just, like, when I grew up, honestly, like, when I was young, of course there was racism, because we're going back 50 years ago. Now it's completely different. I hate to say this, but it's almost like they promote racism on social media, television, and stuff like that.
It's angles, and I don't know if Ryan Clark is going to get fired from ESPN. Stephen A. came out and said he doesn't think it's a fireable offense. He doesn't agree with what Ryan Clark said. I've gained a lot of respect. If you guys check out the videos for RG3, he's really been professional about this. He just came out and said, you can disagree with me. Don't talk about my family. And now it's turning into this big spiel because 2 athletes hate each other. And it could be a healthy rivalry because rivalries are great for sports. Just don't make it about race. And that's what I want to end with it,
Right. You got
so, all right,
we're going to do Sean, end of that. No more about talking about
No more about race, Race or politics or religion.
Out,
unless it's your...
Father Drake.
Father Drake. Salute. All right. One more thing sports related before I have something for you, okay?
Okay, I got a couple things for you too.
Okay, real quick, sports related. The NFL tried to get together to ban the tush push. Did you see that?
I saw they voted to they're
All
going
right,
to keep
22
doing
to
it.
10, it went to where they're not banning it. And I'm really, really happy about that. I know the Packers were one of the ones that were really behind it.
Steelers, they were against it. Pittsburgh was against
There
it.
was, 10 teams, but the Packers were like the voice behind it. They play the Packers this year, the Eagles do. And I said, if I'm the Eagles, I would run that play, first drive, and see how many first downs I can get with the touchdown.
If I get the kickoff and I'm at the 30-yard line, I'm going to push, tush, till I score a touchdown. 2 yards. 2
Yeah,
yards,
right?
3 yards.
That's what I said.
First down, 2 yards.
24 play drive, a quarter and a half.
Yeah. It's almost halftime and we're getting ready to score a touchdown.
Yeah, I just think all right. If you like you said, the Steelers are one of the ones voted against it. If it ain't hurting anybody, then figure out how to stop it because it's not against the rules.
I agree.
All right. So my little special thing I have for you is I like to play a game. Would you rather? Okay. So
Would I rather not be here? Yes.
Not lies. Lies. You look forward to this.
I'd rather be with you, Carrie.
More and more and more lies. All right. Would you rather? Real quick. Ready? I'm going to rattle them off.
Go ahead.
There's 7 or 8 of them.
Okay.
Would you rather eat balls from a bull or drink a cup of spoiled milk?
Spoiled milk.
Spoiled milk? It would be bad, right? I
Yeah.
would rather eat balls from a bull. It's like a...
Well, you're a ball sucker.
It's like a delicacy.
You like to get teabagged. I don't.
You asked me if I wanted peanuts on my last meal. All right. Would you rather give up being a fan of the Michigan Wolverines or the Kansas City Chiefs? Where do you feel about that? Where are you at? Guns at your head.
Chiefs.
I would think that would be, if it was Steelers.
You know why I hesitated? If it wasn't for Michigan's 4-game win streak against Ohio State, I'd have taken the Chiefs.
No, so
I'm being honest with you. I would.
You're so fair weather.
No, it's not fair weather. I'm trying to get my fucking getting kick stomped. So,
but recently you won Super Bowls.
Well, I know, but it was like, it's easy to like the Chiefs. Mahomes is pretty. They're great. Michigan, you got that game with the Buckeyes. And
I seen a picture of Mahomes' wife. I don't know if it was Photoshop or not, but it looks like she got a boob job. And I like the Chiefs a little bit more now.
Well, you think she got a boob job, really?
I think she did.
I think Mahomes got a boob job. Anyways.
All right.
I think the Steelers quarterback needs to get an arm job. But anyways, go ahead.
Well, I think Aaron Rodgers is coming down the line.
Oh, but then yeah.
Would you rather be deaf in one ear or blind in one eye?
Well, if it's my right ear...
Nope. You don't get to pick.
Damn, I would take that so I'd have to listen to your fucking mouth. But anyways...
Hey, you have a headset on, you dummy. It's in both ears.
Can I say...
Can you hear me, you dummy?
Can I say deaf in both ears and third eye blind?
You can't be deaf in both ears. You have to talk, so you have to listen to what people are saying. What would you rather be? Would you rather be deaf in one ear or blind in one eye?
I'll tell you, I'll take the deafness because there's some shit I don't know.
Our buddy Chris Brown's deaf in one ear. Yeah.
You can never know.
Yeah, and I would rather have my eyesight. Okay, the next one is, would you rather lick a door handle of a public restroom or sleep with one of Wildebeest's exes? The Billy Byers Wildebeest ex-flings. Would you rather line one of those up, take it to Pound Town, or just take one quick lick of a public bathroom door handle?
I would suck on the door handle of a bathroom for 3 hours before I would take his fucking leftovers. Because my God. Listen, I'll
do
2 doorknobs. The female and the male. Listen, they won't have to shine it for a week.
You think it'll be cleaner, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, would you rather have foot-long toenails or foot-long fingernails?
Oh, it's got to be fingernails. Yeah, because, when you suck on fingers, that makes it a little erotic.
Yeah, but it means you're never going to wear shoes again. How are you going to fit your feet with
I
foot
wear tongs.
You wear tongs? Like
Thongs? What are
thongs?
the stuff that goes on your foot that you don't have to tie them.
Yeah, like slides.
Slide.
You wear those. Like a slide. Like sandals.
When they go between your toes.
You're gonna finagle your feet in between.
In between that big long toenail, yeah. You just gotta buy bigger shoes so your toenails don't like clip.
I really thought about this, and I think I would rather have. I don't know, because if you have like
big long fingers,
you can't wipe your ass.
You can't pick your nose.
Yeah, you can. You just gotta be way out of
that
camera.
That would hurt.
Yeah. Why would you think
How
about
would you wipe your butt?
You wouldn't.
Well, then what do you do?
You have a bidet.
A bidet.
Yeah, a bidet. It's a life changer.
A bidet.
I wish I had a link below because
I'll still take the big toenails. Right. I really would.
All right. So, would you rather admit to Carrie that you're wrong during an argument, or get schooled and embarrassed by me in a sports debate on this very show? What would you rather? Would you rather look like a fool to the millions and millions of viewers?
And you could smell what the cave talk is smelling.
Okay. Not that. But would you rather get schooled? You do it on a weekly basis anyways.
I know.
And when you get arguing with Carrie, you don't admit you're wrong, but most of the time you are. But this time, you're going to have to admit it. Which would you rather do? Would you rather get schooled on camera or just admit you're wrong behind scenes to an argument that you know you're right in?
I'll admit to Carrie that I'm wrong because pretty much the next day she'll have a seizure and she'll forget.
Jesus, Jason.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying that's what happens. Her memory is not very good, so I'll take my chances with that. You guys will never forget.
All right, I have two more.
And it's on millions and millions of people. Okay. Hi, Carrie. You'll forget.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right. So, would you rather shit every time you fart?
Shit every time I fart.
Or pee everywhere every time you laugh?
Oh God, it's got to be shit every time I fart. Here's why. First of all, I laugh all day. Just at myself alone is 60%.
Well, you're the biggest joke I know.
Thank you. Exactly. I very seldom fart, so I have to say shit where I fart or fart.
Yeah, every time you fart, you shit.
Yeah, because I hardly ever fart.
All right, last one.
Yeah.
Would you rather not have the ability to open a door, okay? Or every time you open that door, you have to scream as loud as you can, "Here comes Daddy!" It's not that hard. Would you rather have to knock every time you're leaving the restroom?
Okay.
Somebody help me out. Or you're at any place. It could be the funeral you were at and you got to yell, "Here comes Daddy!" What is good?
I don't understand.
Would you rather not be able to open up a door? You can't. You can't twist the knob. Okay. You're stuck. Okay. Or every time you open a door, you have to yell, "Here comes Daddy!" Did you hear it click?
Yeah, I heard it click. A.
Which one would you rather do? Be stuck everywhere you went?
A. Yeah, I'd rather be stuck because I'm scared to come out.
So you don't want to say, "Here
comes Daddy!"
Oh, you're an idiot. And I have to yell that every time. So now when you're in the restroom, "Help! You're leaving this man cave. Help! You can't turn the door."
If you hear a knock, it's me. Let me out.
All right, so we have a top 5 lined up. That's the last thing I have on tap.
Well, I have one thing for you.
All right,
thing. This, nothing major, but you're making a football team, bro. Offensive team. Okay. Offensive. So, anyways, wide receivers. You're gonna pick 2.
Okay.
Michael Irvin.
Lock in. No.
Nope. Terrell Owens.
Yes.
Okay, give me your pen. Oh, I got it. You got.
Give me a pen. It's there.
You got 2. You got one more left. Marvin Harrison.
Let me hear the last one.
Well, you got a few more.
Well, I thought I had to pick 2 receivers.
Well, yeah, I'm giving you a list.
Oh, so my first one is Terrell Owens.
You got Terrell Owens.
I'm cutting Marvin Harrison there.
You're cutting. Calvin Johnson.
Oh. I have to have a feeling that Jerry Rice is on this list. or Randy Moss. Do I think Calvin Johnson is legendary? Yes. I'm going to get rid of him. Yeah.
All right. Larry Fitzgerald.
No.
Okay.
And I love him. He's a Hall of Famer.
Jerry Rice.
There's my two receivers.
That's your two. So
number one, number two, all time.
So Randy Moss got cut.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I would rather have Terrell Owens, I think.
So you got no, you don't.
You're right. You're right. Damn it. I thought, whenever he said, I thought, it was this one or this one. I got that one.
So you got.
I didn't know it was fucking.
But listen, you can't go wrong with Jerry Rice and Terrell Owens. You can't. Okay, tight ends. Travis Kelce.
Oh, man. See, that's one of my favorite players of all time.
So why wouldn't you pick
And
him?
a lot of people hate on him. Do I think he's the greatest tight end of all time?
You only get one here.
Okay. How many choices do I have? Tight end wise.
Five.
I'm going to cut Travis Kelce.
Whew.
I'm waiting on one.
All right.
I have one player that I'm taking over Travis Kelce.
Shannon Sharp.
I'm cutting him. Nope,
Okay.
move on.
Ozzie Newsome.
Should I cut Travis Kelce?
I mean, seriously. Ozzie
All right,
Newsome.
I'm cutting him.
Okay. Tony Gonzalez.
Okay, so now I have to
So
bank.
you don't even know if I hear he's on
I
the
have
list.
to bank on that
'cause
guy being
I'm
there.
a little bit smarter than you think.
I have to bank on that guy being there. I'm going to cut the best tight end of all time and hope to God the tight end I want for my team is your fifth guy.
Yeah, Jay Novacek you got.
No!
Your team stinks.
Oh,
I
so
left him off her just because I knew you would take him.
who do you think I was going to take?
Gronk.
Yeah, that was...
Carrie goes, what do you put? I go, I'm putting Jay Novacek last
Yeah.
because I know he'll keep him.
Yeah, damn. Because I probably would have... It would have been Tony Gonzalez, Travis Kelce, but Gronk would have been above them both.
I mean, Jay Novacek, I mean, you can't... They're
great tight end, but
they're
not...
all great.
He's fifth on that list.
Yeah. Well,
he's fifth on that
know.
list.
I mixed it up.
Hey, good job, buddy. Why wasn't Gronk on that list? Because he knew I was waiting on him.
Quarterbacks. Yeah, this should be easy.
Quarterback,
It's
number
easy.
7 from Miami, Ohio.
Yeah.
All right.
He's not on the list.
No. All right.
Okay. Josh Allen.
See, there's so many quarterbacks that he could have on this list.
I mean, honestly, no matter who you pick, it's going to be Josh Allen.
I'm going to pass on Josh Allen.
Patrick Mahomes.
I'm going to take Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
That'll be my quarterback.
That'll be your quarterback.
I don't know what I could do to go wrong
No,
unless
you're
Tom
right.
Brady's on that
yeah,
list.
you're right. You cut out Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, and Joe Montana.
I'm-
They all stink.
It's one of those lists, man. I could have cut on. I learned a lesson. Jay Novacek was not going to hit me at the quarterback position. Give me a Super Bowl winner,
You're
generational
right.
talent.
You can't
I'll take
go
it.
wrong with him. You're right.
But I
I
would've
should have
taken-
made that a little bit harder. I should have. That
Yeah,
was easy.
yeah, because the next 3 I was going to hit home runs.
All right, kickers.
All right.
Tucker.
Kickers. Justin Tucker. I'm keeping him right off the bat.
Okay, so you cut Vinatieri,
Yep.
Morton Anderson,
Yep.
Gary Anderson, and Jason Elam.
I should have probably had
Yeah,
Gary
yeah, me
Anderson
too.
is still,
Wow, yeah.
but I'm taking Justin Tucker before all the shit's been going on.
well, now-
he's the
yeah.
greatest kicker of all time.
Yeah.
But now he's not, but he was.
Yeah, he was. Okay, running backs. You get 2.
How many we have listed? I get 2.
There's like 36.
You have 36 listed. We
36
all right.
listed.
We're at 59 minutes. We can
Yeah,
talk.
you're right. You got 2 running backs you got to pick. Marshall Falk.
No.
All right, he's gone. Eric Dickerson.
No.
All right, because you were young.
No, but I know who he is. and I know,
Adrian Peterson.
no. And that's a big one, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. Walter Payton.
That's one of them.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sweetness is on my list.
Sweetness
All
always
right,
on
how
mine.
many more running backs do I have? Let me know.
You got one more to pick.
Okay, but how many are
It
on
doesn't
your
matter.
list?
This ain't, I'm the co-host. I'm asking a question. So you kept Peyton.
Yep.
Emmett Smith.
All right, so here's the thing. When it comes to running backs, Emmitt Smith statistically is the best.
And if you
He's not even in my top 4. Eric Dickerson is above him.
Yeah. I think maybe Peterson and yeah.
So I'm gonna have it pains me because I feel like I'm going to get screwed here. I'm getting rid of the all-time leading rusher in the NFL. I'm cutting Emmitt Smith.
Yeah, you're going to cut him. How about Franco Harris? What are your favorites?
See, I don't know where this ends. I'm cutting Franco.
Okay. What's the guy who played for Denver?
Terrell Davis?
Yes, him too.
Okay. Terrell Davis, short career, 2,000-yard rusher, choked in the Super Bowl, said it was migraine. I'm cutting him.
Nick Chubb.
I'm cutting him easily.
Barry Sanders.
There you go. You gave me one. You gave me one.
I was making names up after that.
Well, I was like, you know what? I'm going to take Jerome Bettis if he's there. I was like, he's not giving me Barry. He's not giving me Barry. So I was waiting after Emmett.
I got to give you Barry. I had to name the best ones.
Yeah,
out there,
I mean, but Walter Payton and Barry Sanders,
honestly,
in my opinion, the top two
the
ever.
greatest.
Yeah, even though Emmitt Smith,
Marshall Faulk, all of them, they were so good.
Yeah, but Eric Dickerson is an absolute stud, man. So our top 5 to end the week. You want to do scary movies in the spring, and I was like, we'll save it to the fall. Wait till it gets cooler. And you said, and I quote,
I will quote that it's a dumb decision, but I'll go with you.
Because the host knows what's
the
best.
host of the most knows the most.
So we did a top 5 before on TV sitcoms. We did a top 5 on favorite movie series. When I did a top 5 on favorite movie series, he listed some of his favorite shows and didn't even understand what the list involved. Mm-hmm. This time we're going to round back and we're going to do our top 5 TV series of all time.
Young and the Restless.
Is that your number 5?
No, I just ran out there as a soap opera. So.
Jesus. And that's a sitcom, isn't it?
It's not a sitcom, it's a soap opera.
You're right. Yeah, okay.
Victor Newman.
All right, so you have your list?
Yeah, I got it.
All right.
And I have to say this. You said top 5.
Yes.
I got one extra. I always do. I always have an extra. Well, I'm sorry.
That you can't count? So you have a top 6.
I have a top 5 plus 1.
All right. So what's your plus 1?
Okay, my number 5. Series.
What's your plus 1?
Stranger Things.
All right. Do you want to elaborate about Stranger Things? Because I watched the first 3 seasons because I was excited about it, the show, and just couldn't. After the first 3 seasons, I just couldn't get into it. You still love it. No.
Here's the thing. I just want to do something different because it's sci-fi, and I'm looking forward to the next season coming out. I think it's number 6 or 7.
Is it over now?
No, they got one more season coming. But it's been so long, and it kind of pisses me off. But I actually watched it, and it's actually a very good series. I mean, I like with the aliens and all that shit. It was really, really good. And I had that at my number 5. But right with that, I just started watching a series called Mobland.
Okay. That's my next one I'm going to watch. I didn't watch it yet. I'm watching The Mind Show with Billy Bob Thornton.
Of course you are.
Did you watch that show?
Of course you are.
Did you watch that show?
Of course. No.
Landman? Landman?
Oh,
yeah.
Landman. You said Mind Show.
Yeah, the oil rig.
Landmine, not Mind Show. What?
Yeah. Billy Bob Thornton, Landman.
Yeah, it's called Landman. You said it was like Mind Show.
Yeah, like oil rig.
Well,
they're
that's a
big
difference between Mind Show and Landman. It's
but that's what I'm watching. I'm going to watch Mobland next. But Landman's what I'm watching.
Okay.
like that?
I started that.
Okay.
And for some reason I didn't get back into it.
Oh,
and it was good.
I love it.
And it was good.
Yeah.
You know what? Damn.
But I'm going to watch Mobland next because the cast is unreal. That made your honorable mention out of all the shows.
I'm kind of mad now.
Why?
You know, I had a top 5.
Yeah. Top 5?
It was Mobland and Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Tulsa King. I'm sorry. Sylvester Stallone, I am so sorry. Tulsa King. You forget. So I got 3 top 5s.
Well, that Taylor Charrington, man, he's all over making all these shows, dude.
Baddest.
He's the man.
He's a fucking...
So, what I will say, is now I'm going to move over to my top 5 before he lists every show he's ever watched. I will say this. My top 5 shows, I have 4 shows on there that I didn't watch real time, that I was behind everybody else and just binge watched them, and they are now my top 5. The one show that I did watch live as it was being filmed was my number 5, The Walking Dead. I love The Walking Dead. The first 6, 7 seasons were dynamic. I thought it was great storytelling. I thought the cast was awesome. I thought the show went a little bit longer than it needed to be. It ran dry. Did I love towards the end? No. But I thought the first 5, 6 seasons were some of the best TV I watched. It's my number 5. Now, my number 4 is a show that I tried once, and it didn't work out. And I gave it like 6 months and was like, I just really didn't like it. I tried a season. It didn't get my attention. But then I went back to it. When I went back to it, I fell in love with the show. I think it's arguably some of the best television. Yellowstone is my number 4. And that's another Taylor Sheridan show, and man, that was awesome. I love Yellowstone. I watched 1923, 1883, and there's another one coming out. The stories for Yellowstone are awesome. That's my number 4. Yeah, what's your number 4, buddy?
Well, there's a lot of good shows out there, like I said.
Yeah, you were gonna list 100.
Well, I did, but I forgot about Tulsa King. It's a really, really good show. But I'm more into the mobster type shows. I love them shows. Stranger Things is probably one of the only series that I liked. It was kind of science fiction and kind of out there and make believe. But I actually really enjoyed it. Well, anyways, my number 4 would be it's Ozark.
Okay, Ozark is amazing.
It was amazing.
Jason Bateman. That's it's one of my top 10 favorite shows of all time. Very, very good. I love Ozark. It didn't make my top 5, but I love it. What would be your number 3 of all time?
Well, Peaky Blinders.
Never seen it, because whenever I seen it, there's like 10 seasons and I just couldn't do it.
I'm going to tell you what, Peaky Blinders is like the English, I don't know how to say it, like, oh, this guy here. Oh.
Yeah, but I love the leading actor, man. He's
so good. Listen, Peaky Blinders, I was so mad when it ended, because it ended on like a note that like
Sopranos.
Yeah. Well, no, Sopranos ended. It ended. Was it kind of...
But there was kind of a cliffhanger.
Yeah, it was. But Peaky Blinders actually ended like there's still a lot more going on. I mean, I didn't even know about this. Carrie told me about Peaky Blinders. I said, okay, I'll put it on. Listen, I binge watched that, I think, 3 seasons or whatever. Man, what a great
See, I heard great things about Peaky Blinders, and another show I have not watched is Suits. And I heard great things about
I never watched that or really. I've heard of it, but I don't know nothing about it.
All right.
But Peaky Blinders is a great show.
Okay, so my number 3 show of all time is The Sons of Anarchy. Another show that I wish you would watch.
Yeah.
Billy Goodwin is watching it now. He's binge watching it. I don't want to reveal too much because he is a viewer. But the storytelling with that show is absolutely amazing. Everybody that's watched that show, I've never heard anybody say, I just never got into it, because they hit a home run. Kurt Sutter is such a great writer. Jax was such a good main character. The supporting cast was awesome. Sons of Anarchy was awesome to me.
How many seasons were there?
7. 7 or 8. I think it might have been 8.
So that was the woman from...
Gemma from Married with Children.
Married with Children.
Yeah.
And then...
No.
What was the guy's name? The lead character?
His name's Jackson.
What was his name though?
I can't remember what his name is.
Human.
Huh?
Damn. Well, come on, man.
All I can do is look it up.
Yeah, please look up it.
Oh man. Shit. Off the top of my head, he's in a lot of movies. So,
yeah.
Cast of Sons of Anarchy.
He played in that show with the
Charlie Hunnam.
Charlie Hunnam. I see Charlie Hunnam. Yeah.
He was in that good,
great actor.
That good army movie with Ben Affleck where they robbed I forget what it was called now. He was in that.
Wait, let me look.
that movie. All right, so that's my number 3.
Okay.
Ready? My number 2, another show you haven't watched. My top 4 shows you have not watched.
Yeah.
Oh, you watched Yellowstone, right?
Yeah.
All right. My number 2 is Game of Thrones. Outside of the last season, because they say they kind of they ran out of budget and they shorted it and made it quick. But like some of the best storytelling, anybody on the cast, you never knew if they were going to die or they were going to live. Some of the best storytelling. It was great. I love it. Game of Thrones, my number 2.
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, since you said this, I have the Amazon Fire Stick. One of those series, since there are so many seasons because they've been out for so long.
Yeah, I'll give you one. Number 1, I want you to watch.
Okay, I'm going to bring up one of those. I'm actually going to start watching them because you run out of movies to watch and shit like that.
Well, there's 2.
Yeah.
I don't think you would like Game of Thrones because it's kind of. I mean, you like Stranger Things.
Yeah.
It's more medieval times.
And
I like, there's dragons and shit, but there's a lot of stuff that
and
goes
I like
on.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, so Game of Thrones might be
like that,
and it's very good, man. But I think Sons of Anarchy would be right up your alley.
Because I love
a lot of killing, drugs, sex, money.
So my number two was Yellowstone because I mean I love Kevin Costner. I love that the gangster out in the fucking Wyoming and stuff like that. I mean those are my favorite shows about mobs and stuff like that. So Yellowstone was really one of my favorite series of all time.
And you grow to love the characters, Rip, Beth, Casey. You love them. It's a really good show, and I can't believe I gave up on it and then came back. And thank God I did because it's one of my top 5.
Yeah.
So, what's your number 1 favorite TV show of all?
Well, it might be before your time, but it was The Sopranos.
I know it. I know.
I mean,
that's your personality to a T.
Exactly.
Man.
I'll tell you what, The Sopranos. I mean. It reminded me of all the old fucking movies of Scarface and all that, and
just the Italian mafia,
Casino, the Italian mafia, and how they ran it, and like it was just that was like the first series I've ever watched, and I'm gonna tell you what, it was other than the very last episode, it was so good. I mean,
I think there's 2 shows that kind of set the bar. And I didn't watch one of them. I watched Sopranos. But Lost was another one. Lost and Sopranos were one of those shows that really started building on that. And then shows. And that's like the OG of all the shows.
Yeah, Sopranos just unbelievable.
My number 1 show of all time is one of the shows that I would say, Jason, if you want to watch a show, watch this one. Because everybody that I know has never turned it on and said, that sucks. Breaking Bad. You've never watched Breaking Bad.
And I know the characters in it. I know all the shows that you said. I know the characters in it. I know everything about it. But I never used to watch series. I'm like, I'm going to watch a movie and forget it. But when you watch these series, it's like a long movie.
Yes, it is.
And the only thing I hate about these series, they come out with a season, but they wait like a year. 7 months.
Now you can watch them all because
I mean, if you can binge watch them, I think it's absolutely fucking great. But when you gotta wait a year, like I forget, I'm old, I drink.
You're an idiot.
Keep going, you're good. You haven't said anything wrong. Like I just forget what's going on. Then you got to go back, watch a couple episodes, catch up, and do that. That's the only thing I don't like about it. If they would take like 3 months in between, good to go.
So what I will say about Breaking Bad, the one thing that I hated about it was it was shorter than what I wanted. I think 5 seasons is where Breaking Bad was. But I've never seen a show where they build a character from season 1 to season 5. If you started a show at season 1 and you just flipped it to season 5, you wouldn't even know the same concept of the show.
Oh, okay.
The writers are legendary. The show is amazing. The cast is awesome. It's a home run in every aspect. The drug dealing, the manipulation, the just thinking of some of the best acting. And then they made a spinoff with one of the lawyers in the show, Saul Goodman, Better Call Saul. That's one of the best shows of all time, and it's a spinoff of Breaking Bad. So that's my number 1 show of all time, man. For
Breaking Bad was Bryan Cranston, one of
yes, Malcolm in the Middle, Dad, And then Brian.
Bryan Cranston. I
Yep.
tell you what, I watched a movie he was in. He was an informer. I forget what it was called, but great actor.
Yeah,
Seriously,
and
great actor.
he's actually, after Breaking Bad, he said it's hard to get casted because everybody sees him as Walter White. That's the name of his character. Yeah. And that's a dude, if I'm going to give you one show to watch, it's that one. You might love Game of Thrones too, because Game of Thrones is some of the best storytelling.
I think I've watched I'm talking going back the first fucking season, like years and years. I don't know.
The thing about Game of Thrones, okay, you get the first season, the second season, and after that third season, something epic happens, and it just explodes the show in 4 different ways, and it's amazing. And that's what I told Billy Goodman about. I said, Sons of Anarchy, great show. I said, stick with it because the third season, something's going on. It kind of makes it lame, but after that third season, get ready, and it's a dynamic show. But for us, the lack of material we had for today, and we're at 1 hour and 15 minutes, man. You brought some more stuff than I thought you were going to have.
Well, because I'm a great co-host. Let me ask you something. Who is it tonight? The Knicks or the Pacers?
I already told you. I bet the Knicks.
Yeah, but -5.5?
6.
-6. That's what you got.
That's what I got. So until next time, I'm trying to get a third person, man. So if any of you guys want to jump on the show, ride along with Jason, comment down below. Say, hey, I would like to hang out with you guys. Shoot me a text, shoot me a message, and we'll get another person in this place.
Hey, you get to drink for free. Come on in.
All right, till next time.
Chill
we're out.